Welcome back to This Broadcast Belongs to Them. How are you, Greg?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. You're wearing the same clothes you wore in the last episode.
Yep, and you're in the dining room again. Amazing.
Well, I got kicked out of the other room, so.
Yes, there's currently a wailing banshee in there.
No, what happened is somebody ran into my green screen. So now it's completely ruined. So I don't have my regular backdrop. This is actually what the background looks like.
Cool.
Very boring.
Yes, very bland.
Very bland. This doesn't look like a dying room at all. Anyway, well, let's get back into Melissa, Mercyful Fates Melissa, and let's go to side 2. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. Or side B, if you will.
Side B, yes, that's right. If you're listening to this on vinyl, which I do have right here, vinyl. This is the Megaforce release. So this is the one that has the weird vocal thing at the end of Melissa, which we'll talk a little bit about. But I love the pictures on the bottom, especially King being in the cross.
Yeah, me too.
I love that. But even like the design on this artwork on the back cover, it's like, with the red lining, I don't know, it just looks cool to me.
It's very well laid out, yeah.
I don't know if this has inner sleeve. No, I don't have nothing. Just have the vinyl. No lyric sheets. Oops, never that.
As more shit falls on the ground.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing that happens at Red Salad Review. Things just fall. No apparent reason. All right, we'll put that back over there. That made a lot of noise. All right, great. All right. Track number 5. Black Funeral.
Yes.
It's a Black Funeral. Wow, this song's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds long. Wow, I didn't know it was that short.
Yeah, I think it might actually be their shortest song.
Yeah,
that isn't like an intro or something.
Yeah. No, well, that's interesting. It doesn't seem that short, but I love this song. This is a pretty cool song. It's a good track to open up the second part of the album.
Yeah, pretty fast and hard-hitting, much like Evil, the opener.
Yeah, very true.
On side A, and Satan's pretty prominent in the lyrics, so it definitely gets Mercyful Fates' mission statement out there in a very direct metal way.
Yes, I think so.
It's easily, I would think, one of their most memorable riffs, right up there with Curse of the Pharaohs.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll look up the lyrics here, and just want to check the lyrics out. It starts with, bring the... I never really read these lyrics, so this is like kind of the first... I always try to guess it on my own, and half the time it's wrong.
This was one of the few where I was able to figure them out.
Yeah. But it opens with, bring the black box to the altar. Now raise your hands and do the sing. It's supposed to be do the sign, but it says sing on here. Somebody misspelled that. Oh, hail Satan. Yes, hail Satan. Lay down your swords, the evil star.
Yeah. It's also supposed to be all hail Satan, not oh hail Satan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they really messed this up. But
no, he does say "Oh hail Satan" when he says it the second time, when he repeats it towards the end of the song, but the first part is all. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, actually, this not very many lyrics on this song either. It's a black funeral chorus. She was a victim of my coven.
Yeah.
And then in the second verse, open the black box to the altar. Her blood is still hot, so let it out. And then all hail Satan. Yes, hail Satan. Now drink it. Drink, don't forget that whore. It's a black funeral.
No, it's supposed to be now drink it. Now drink. Forget that whore. Not don't forget that whore. You're supposed to be
Did I say
forgetting
don't?
her. Yeah.
Oh, that was my mistake. Sorry, I don't know where I came.
Oh, I thought it actually said it in the lyrics
No,
you were reading. I was going to say.
Nope, that was my dyslexia kicking in. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's what happens. But yeah, very not many lyrics to that song. But I think those lyrics get right to the point. I mean, you know what that's about already on that one.
Yeah, that's what I mean about it. It's like it's very direct. It's almost punk in nature, not in sound, but with its attack.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's aggressive. That's what I wanted to say.
Exactly. What the hell's that noise? Must be a fucking demon in my house here.
I heard that too.
You did, right?
Yeah.
That was weird. All right. Song number 6. Your favorite song?
Oh, yes. Probably my favorite Mercyful Fates song ever.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think, what did Michael say? There's 16 different riffs in this song?
Yeah, something like that. It's real crazy. You'll hear that on the end of this review, actually. But yeah, I remember when I finally did get this album, and I'm listening to this on the bus. On the way to school, on the way home, or whatever it was. I probably listened to it on the way to school and on the way back home. But when he kicks in with those screams, those ah, like in the beginning there, that was terrible impersonation, but I just couldn't believe like how high he was doing that, and then it scared the shit out of me.
Did it?
A little bit, yeah. It really made me think. You know, I was going to get possessed by the devil or something. You know.
The only time I ever had one of those moments was with the oath.
Oh yeah, forget that.
Yeah,
when we get to that,
but we'll get to that later. Yeah, this one never bothered me in like a sense of being scared by it, but
no, the just that part, like where he's screaming. I mean, that's like a blood-curdling scream, and then it's like out of nowhere. Like why would you put that there? But it works.
Yeah, it fits great, and it's such a good opening part of it. But the first time I listened to this, I did jump because I wasn't expecting that, because I was wearing headphones too.
Right, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that part just like kind of like, you know, gives you a little jolt there, and it's like, what the fuck? Why is he screaming?
Also, I love like the main galloping beat to this. It's Oh,
actually he says words in that part where he screams. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, not until I just read it, but now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I can hear it. I have to listen to it again, but yeah, that scream is actually the walking by the night. The moon is frozen blue.
No. No, the part where he screams it says, "Home, come home, evil messengers with blood-stained wings." I knew that part, but I didn't know that scream. He says, "Home, come home."
Oh, that part, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't sound like that. No,
it doesn't. It just kind of sounds like he's screaming.
Yeah, like wow, wow, wow. I kind of like that, and it's like, now that I see the lyrics here, unless these are wrong again, or it could be my dyslexia and I'm just making this up.
No, I see it here too. I'm thinking I'll have to listen to it again. I mean, and really listen for that. But no, I never noticed he said "home, come home" there before. Even when I've seen them do it live, I thought he was just screaming.
Yeah, I guess. See, apparently there's words there.
Huh. All right.
Another cool lyric. I mean, it's kind of creepy. Bring me the blood of a newborn child.
Got to succeed, if not, it's Satan's fault.
Some really cool lyrics on here. I mean, this is probably as satanic as you can get. Maybe, I mean, you can obviously get more satanic, but
yeah, this is pretty close, though.
This is pretty. This is there. This is like, you're sitting in the same room with Satan, probably having dinner with him or something. This is. He probably helped him write these lyrics.
It's a possibility. I can see that.
I got a song for you, and it's going to be your biggest hit.
This happened back in, I believe it was July.
Are you ready? I heard my mother was calling me to come home. She said, "Come home, come home, please." But yeah, this, like you said before, there's so many parts in this song. It just goes all over the place. This is probably the most progressive song they had up until, I guess, they did that song "Dead Again," which it reminds me of Satan's Fall a little bit, but just not as good. But obviously, we'll get to that way down the line. Still, awesome song. I mean, this is a creepy song. Just every part in this song is awesome. Everything belongs in the song, even though it's so twisted and just like kind of a little bit disjointed. It all works. It's not like the other song, "Sound of the Demon Bell," where it's kind of really bad, but being put together.
No, this song is just perfectly crafted. I mean, like with the 16 different riffs and just all the different parts, everything sounds great together. Each part, even though it's different, sometimes completely different, it's more exciting. It's just as heavy.
Right. I mean, you want to see what comes next on this song, like where do they go from what they just did, kind of thing,
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's like they already went here and they went there. Where are they going to go next? And then they just keep going.
And this is another one of my favorite solos he's ever done. These guys have ever done too, is on this song here.
yeah, it's just an awesome song. It's 11 minutes and 23 seconds, so it's not the longest song ever, but it's fairly long, and it actually goes by pretty quickly too, because it's one of those songs. No matter how long this one would be, it's that exciting where it doesn't feel like 11-minute long.
No, not at all. It doesn't drag it one bit.
All right, and now we get to the last song on the album, song number 7, the title track of the album, Melissa.
Melissa. She was a witch.
She was a witch. Now remember, back when we were doing like the demos and stuff, and I forget what song it was, but at the beginning of one of them, King was talking about a girl named Melissa that he ended up killing. Remember that?
Yeah, and God, I wish I could remember what song it was now, but yeah. That was that's a pretty cool moment there, though, to first hear that. It was like, oh wow, he's had that in his head for a while.
Yeah, and I wonder why he chose the name Melissa. I guess I don't know if that had any meaning or anything to him, because it's funny to have it that long ago and then bring it back up again and name an album after it and a real song after it and have a whole idea. And actually, he changed the idea, because I don't think she was a witch when he did the other song. It was just like his girlfriend or something, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, actually, no, he did say she was a witch, but I would have mean he meant bitch, as being like a witch. But now, in this song, she's actually a witch, because at the end of the song, he talks about her being left at the stake, and they were taking her away, so, they burned her or whatever. So,
well, and the whole song, even from the beginning, when he's mentioning her, she's entered another life. Right. Anytime he references her, it's in the past tense. So
right, yeah. This is kind of like a ballad, I guess, in a way.
No, it is a ballad.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I just always kind of thought of ballad, and I really do think they are just slower, more introspective songs about a single person or an idea or something like that. Glam just kind of took the power ballad, lovey-dovey crap and ran with it, and it exploded.
Right.
And
that's why I think it's ballads sometimes.
Yeah, it's tainted the term ballad ever since.
Right. Exactly. That's why I try to be careful with that word.
Yeah.
Especially with something like this, because with Mercyful Fate, I don't consider, even their slower stuff, I don't consider ballads. I mean, they don't really have any ballads. I don't consider this a ballad, but what other way could you describe it as?
Well, it's a ballad, but it's not a love ballad.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I suppose in a way it is.
But... Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
But it starts off slow, but then it picks up towards the end and everything, and a lot of really cool solos in this song. Of course, the lyrics are cool. It talks about him, even in the beginning of the song where he talks about kneeling in front of the altar and Satan's crosses upon the wall. That kind of creeped me out again too. I wasn't into this whole Satan thing when I was younger. About it. I was very not scared about it, but I wasn't sure. Nowadays I don't give two shits. But
I heard Slayer first, and that was pretty shocking initially. But after I listened to the album and nothing happened, I was like, yeah, so it is just music. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time I got to at least this album, because I heard this first, I was like, okay, I get it. I don't necessarily... The only thing was, at first, I used to get a little irritated, and with Christian bands, too, it's like, okay, enough about the devil, or enough about Jesus, just sing about something else for one song, but...
Right, yeah.
King has such a charisma, and the band is so good, though, it really rises above that. I mean, unless you're really a religious sensitive... I don't really think there's too much about this that would be offensive enough to make you not listen to the record.
Yeah.
Because it's just so good.
Yeah. Well, that was my problem at the time. My mother was friends with somebody who was very religious, and actually my aunt's very religious as well. And, them seeing that I was listening to this stuff was like giving me these ideas in my head that I shouldn't be listening to it. And after a while, I find out that it doesn't mean anything. It's just, it's no different than a movie, It's...
Yeah.
It's just funny how people take things a different way, but I don't know. It's back to the song. It's an awesome song. I mean, it's a good ending for the album.
Some of my favorite harmony vocals he does are in this too. Like when he's doing the she was with dude.
Oh yeah, that whole ending of that song where the guitar
as
goes
the
away,
guitar's going along with his voice as he's doing that, and then at the end when it fades out, it's just executed perfectly.
Definitely. And when the guitar fades out and then it comes back into that down 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 at the end of the song, just awesome ending. Great ending to an album, and great album too. I mean, and also with that record that I showed too, and I actually mentioned it in the Martin Popoff interview. That's the Megaforce release, and it has that weird spot where they cut out the vocal line or something in the song. I can't remember. Right? It's like one of the overdubs, I guess they cut out.
Yeah. I know it's at the...
They shortened it or something.
I think they cut off the part where he whispers, "I think Melissa's still with us."
No, that's still in there. It's like right before that they shortened one of the background vocals they did or something. It was something weird. If you listen to the Megaforce, if you go on YouTube, look up Megaforce version, listen to that one, and listen to the Roadrunner or Road Racer version or whatever, you'll definitely hear a difference. It's just weird thing in there. Most people probably already know about that. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I think most people do. Yeah. I knew about it because I used to have the Megadeth version, Megaforce version on vinyl. But since I sold that and rebought it, I have the European Roadrunner one now. So I kind of forgot about it until we started doing this.
Yeah, it's a cool little tidbit there. But that's all we got on this album. And how about we go to Michael Denner?
Yes,
let's do Michael Denner, and then we'll see what other things he had to tell about this album, and we will go to him right now. See ya next time. All right, so the Melissa album. You changed up the album cover on this one. It's not as controversial on this one. What is that actually? Are those? I remember reading something about the bones on that album cover being actual bones that King found somewhere. Is that what those are?
The album cover.
Yeah.
What do you mean on the
Melissa album?
The front cover of Melissa.
Yeah.
Actually, that was an artwork we found by coincidence.
Okay.
It was there was this guy called Thomas Holm, who was a painter from Sweden, and he had some DS of his paintings, and wanted us to check it out and see if we could use anything for album covers. And when we saw the motif, which became the Melissa album, we just picked it out in a DS, like a DS show. So it was just for pure luck we got that cover done. But the second one, Don't Break the Oath, was I'm not sure if it happened the same way. It could have been ordered an album cover inspired by our music, but I'm not sure. But I'm absolutely sure that the Melissa cover was pure luck. We found it among a lot of paintings.
Now, was it named Melissa before the album cover, or was it after the album cover?
I think Melissa was named before because we had the song Melissa.
Okay.
And it was it was King's idea with this witch called Melissa. So it was a cool title, because it was one of the songs we decided to do for that album, So we say, well, what's going to be the name of the album? And I say, oh, that's a cool name, because the song Melissa, So we decided to use that name for the album title. Yeah.
Now you guys had a lot of. I'm a drummer, and and when you guys first started, you guys had a lot of problems with drummers.
Oh yeah.
And, what was the problem? Was it mostly the drummers?
I mean, the problem was the music was very complex, and to be able to drum on these tracks, you needed to have a very good condition, and you were able to, and you need to be able to hit hard. And up until Kim Ross, we had some great drummers, but I mean the condition wasn't. They weren't able to have the strength to play the songs. Yeah. Or it was too complex. Right. So when we finally found Kim Ross, and he faded perfectly. Yeah. The thing with Kim Ross is he was quite different compared to the rest of us. Because we were four guys who like to go out for a beer, and have a good time watching soccer, football, European football. But Kim, he had very different interests, So he was by himself, a lot of times, and a bit different compared to the rest of the guys.
Is that why he became a postman?
He works with he worked in the social welfare system, helping people getting jobs and so on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So the postman is that's not
fairy tale.
Exactly. That's not what happened. He had a high position in the town where he lives, as helping people getting jobs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So he's living a good, quiet life, but he don't play anymore. Yeah. He got a knee injury many years ago now, and he's not able. His physique he's not able to play, which is a big shame because in my book he was a great drummer.
Yeah.
Very powerful drummer. And his ideas were. It was out of the book. It was not. He played out of the box, as you can call it.
Yeah, I was going to say, he played with you guys, but then he added his own thing to it and made the song.
Very much so. Sometimes he play a tango, tango drums, and all kinds of shit, And I mean, it was weird, but it fitted perfect. I mean, he has a very big part in these records, the success of these records.
Yeah.
He has a very big part in my opinion,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Is there a favorite song of yours on the Melissa album?
I mean, the obvious choice is Satan's Fall. But on the live side, I love to play Black Funeral. Even though it's one of the more simple songs, it gives me a lot of happiness and pleasure in my heart when I play that song.
Very cool.
But Satan's Fall must be my choice. I mean, there's so much in it, And I also have, personally, I have some nice pieces in it as a lead guitarist. So it's always a pleasure to play a song where you stand on stage and in 2 minutes, 2 minutes counting, I will have one of my, my signature solos, So also for that reason. I love that song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. Now, did you have any issues playing with Hank? Because I know there was like a lot of, from interviews that I read and stuff with Hank, wearing like these weird shirts that didn't fit with the band and stuff like that. So
I never had that.
No.
Me and Hank were very close friends. Also, then went on vacation together in Spain and so on. Hank is at that point. Hank was a more quiet guy, compared to me. He spoke with his music.
Yeah.
And all the power he brought in was through the guitar, with his music. He was not he didn't speak that much. I was a more open type of person. That was different. The difference between us. But besides of that, we were very close. And we've been in 100 projects and bands and so on together for well over 40 years now. Yeah. And I talk to him every second day. He's one of my best friends, like a brother for me. So of course I never had an issue with the clothes. Of course it was a bit odd, because of the big difference between let's say King and him on stage and so on. Yeah. But I know Hank was fed up. He was tired of wearing the leather jacket and look heavy. It was more his style at that point, And what happened after Mercyful Fate? He made this band Fate and played radio orientated, more like. The Toto, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard type of, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that showed why he changed his clothing style and so, because I believe he was fed up with the metal scene at that point,
Yeah, because when you two were together, it just there was no really other guitar duo like you guys. Even there's KK Downing and Glenn Tipton. They have their sound, but it's just not what Mercyful Fate, did when you and Hank were together.
No, it was different. In my book, the closest you could get to two type of guitarists was the guys Iron Maiden from the Killer album and forward. Killers. Yes. Adrian Smith and Dave. They also had this two lead guitarists with a different style, and so, but maybe not that different compared to me and Hank,
some similarities, yeah.
Yeah. But because before that there was, of course, bands like Thin Lizzy, and they like Wishbone Ash, if you remember them, they all twin guitar. But I believe the first Hank and I was in my as I see it, we were the first twin Flying V guitarists.
Really?
I think we were in the brass. You can see on the brass cover 1980. I believe we were the first two who played Flying V, double Flying V, as lead guitarist.
Oh. I always heard Thin Lizzy was, but I'm going to look that up now.
No, on Flying V? I don't think so.
Oh, on Flying V.
I never saw Thin Lizzy play Flying V.
Flying V, okay, I'll let you have it.
Yeah, okay.
That's yours.
Cool. Thanks. 1 point.
What?